Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, folks. Michael Zuber, one rental at a time. And something I've been doing the last year or so is I have been working on a sequel to that book over my right shoulder, One Rental at a Time. What I've been working on is a collection of interviews that I've done with multimillionaires over the last couple of years. And the book is coming together, but what I'm starting to see are consistent traits of individuals who have successfully gone from not having very much to having financial freedom. And I've been kind of thinking about it for a while. I've been obviously producing content for YouTube now for a couple of years, and it's just me. And what that means is I see all the comments, right? I see the interactions. If you get a reply, it's from me. I don't have a team, no virtual assistants, none of that stuff. And what I've seen over the last 6 months is it seems like a lot of people have lost hope. And so I just put together a quick 5 traits of what I have seen over hundreds of interviews with multimillionaires over the last couple of years. And I'm not going to sugarcoat it. One of the missing traits, and frankly, the number one thing, is hope. We're going to get into it right now, but it's pretty obvious to me that if you don't have hope for the future, that you won't do the work. In fact, you will look for any excuse, any story, any crazy idea so that you don't have to do the work, right? If you don't have hope, if you feel stuck, if you feel like the system is working against you, you're not going to do what's required. You're just going to, you're going to think the system is rigged. They're out to get you. And I'm not even sure who they is. Sometimes the government gets picked on a lot. Wall Street gets picked on. Lots of these theys out there. So let me bring up this presentation. It's just a quick set of slides with one word per slide once we get into it. But let me share this with you. So again, there are 5 traits that I've seen in multimillionaires. And I really want to put these out there to see if you have what it takes. I want you to self-evaluate. I want you to ask yourself if you have what it takes to be financially free. As I've already alluded to, it's hope. Hope is the first thing. And when I started putting this book together, when I started doing YouTube, when I started, all of this, I would have never guessed that a large portion of the world doesn't have hope. That's sad. We don't have hope for a better future. You're not going to do the work. If you don't have hope for a return on your investment of dollars or time, you're not going to do the work. When we are talking about the journey to financial freedom, it's not easy. It's long. It will have twists and turns and surprises and downsides. You're not going to do the work. You just won't. If you don't have hope, if you feel stuck, if you feel run over, if you feel like the system is out to get you, the circumstances won't change. This hurts me to say. I interact with a lot of people that I think have lost hope. And that is sad. That is unfortunate. I don't know how to give that back to you. I don't know how to give you hope. I can talk about the other 4, and I will, but if you don't have hope, I don't think anybody can give it to you. I think this is the missing ingredient. When I started the journey all those years ago, I had no idea, but I did believe. I did have hope that if I sacrificed and I did these things, it would work out. I didn't have belief. I had no role models. I had no examples. Nobody in my network was doing anything like this, but I still had hope. This is unfortunate. Hope is a missing ingredient around the world right now. We have lost hope, and that is unfortunate. If you do have hope, I got to tell you, number 2 is sacrifice. You will be sacrificing time and money. The journey to financial freedom, if you want to get on it, is not short. It is not get rich quick. It is going to take time. Our journey took 15 years. The shortest that I recall from any of my interviews was 5. So let's just say 5 to 15 years. In fact, over the weekend, I read an article about a millennial who lived in a camper now has 5 kids and earned financial freedom on $3,000 a month. You can do it if you want it, but it takes sacrifice. That article I read on CNBC, and I read it with you together yesterday for the first time. She did all the right things. Her and her husband did all the right things. They got uncomfortable. They lived in a camper. They bought a junker house. They fix it up themselves. They have 2 rental properties and they're financially free. They chose not to live above their means. Sacrifice is going to happen. Focus. This is something that is one of my superpowers. I will admit it. I have the ability to focus on one thing and not let others distract me. It is both a strength and a weakness, frankly, if you were to talk to Olivia, because I can get laser focused on one thing and that's all I see. But too many of you lack focus. You reach out to me one rental at a time. You maybe buy my course. You get into the course. I tell you how to do the work. You're in the Facebook group, and lo and behold, 30 days later, you're doing something else. You don't have to do buy and hold real estate by any means. But if that's your thing, one rental at a time is a way to go. Do your day job, focus, build a portfolio on the side. Don't get distracted. Don't go multifamily and then trailer parks and then Airbnb and then be a private money investor and storage and all these things. Focus. This is your side hustle. So focus. Number 4 is consistency. I talked earlier about sacrifice and focus, but you have to be consistent. One of the things you will see if you buy my course, How to Get Started One Rental at a Time, is I will ask you to build a buy box. I will ask you to look at that buy box once a day. I tell you to do it 7 days a week, but I will accept 6. But I won't accept 1. I won't accept 2. You've got to be consistent. If you're going to sacrifice, you need to do that for time. It starts as a trickle and then a small stream, and then it becomes a raging ocean or a river, I guess. Stream, river, whatever. So you've got to be consistent. You have to be doing this. You can't go 3 years and then just branch out, because it takes time for momentum. It's kind of like a snowball going downhill. It starts very small, but it comes bigger and bigger the longer it rolls. And then you have to have what I call grit. Financial freedom, again, being a journey that is multi-years from 5 to 15 in the making. You will have bad days. You will have people steal from you. You will have insurance claims. You will have people disappoint you. You will have people or tenants or property managers or contractors steal from you. I don't know what else to call it, but grit. You've got to just grit your teeth and keep moving forward. Sometimes we look at the bad days, the bad events, and we get lost. And then we don't step back and look at the bigger picture. So at the end, for me, financial freedom, you got to have 5 things. It starts with hope. We are missing hope today. If you have hope, you need to sacrifice, focus, consistency, and grit. And that just guarantees you a shot at possible financial freedom, because you've got to do it for a set of years going forward. So these are the 5 things I've seen as I put this next book together. These are things I've seen in multimillionaires as they have hope. They sacrifice for years. They're focused on their thing. They may do impressive things now, but they focused on one. They were consistent, and they all had grit. They all had bad events happen, and they just kept moving forward. So if you want financial freedom, I talk about 4 of these all the time: sacrifice, focus, consistency, and grit. I have missed hope. I'm not sure where hope went. If you don't have hope for a better future, none of these other matter, because you won't do anything. So let me know what you think of these 5. Leave comments below, interact with me. Let me know what you think. If you're ready to get focused and do the daily work, How to Get Started One Rental at a Time is for you. If you want that plus a community, join the private Facebook group. There's almost 1,000 people in there rooting you on, asking questions, networking. It's a great place to be. Let me know what you think. Remember, hope. Hope is the missing ingredient for lots of you, I think. Yeah. All right. Take care. Bye.